Snow White is running for president.
Yeah, because there's nothing more effective than 19-year-olds educating the rest of the voting public while yelling, "Okay, boomer."
She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
CEO of IBM.
To everyone who hates when I win.
Rachel Zegler may have thought the worst was behind her after the initial South Park parody of her Snow White controversy ignited weeks of memes, late-night jokes, and harsh online commentary. "I never want to come off as ungrateful for the opportunities," she stated, but if insider rumors are to be believed, the storm is far from over. Whispers in Hollywood suggest that South Park's writers are planning something even more significant.
Poor Zegler.
That at every premiere, people will wait in line to see.
Sound like I hear a couple of people.
I was scared of the original cartoon.
A full episode dedicated to mocking Rachel's fallout from the Snow White debacle. "This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple," as the parody might say, hinting at a no-holds-barred takedown of Rachel's alleged missteps. If these rumors hold true, Rachel isn't just facing humiliation, she's reportedly in a state of panic. The narrative has shifted from a simple critique to a full-blown cultural roast, with insiders claiming her emotional state has swung between despair and rage.
You're kidding, right?
It's Hollywood, baby.
God, you're annoying.
Friends describe her as feeling abandoned by the very industry that once promised to elevate her career. Sources close to Rachel allege that she has reacted furiously to the rumors, viewing the potential episode as a personal attack disguised as comedy. Disney's silence on the matter has only intensified her feelings of isolation as she grapples with negative headlines, canceled press appearances,
I never wanted to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities.
and now animated parodies turning her into a cultural punching bag. Some insiders speculate that she is already exploring her options, both legal and PR-driven, should the full episode air. However, with South Park's strong legal protections under satire laws, even her most vigorous efforts may not prevent what's coming. For now, everything remains speculative, with no official confirmation from Comedy Central or teasers from creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
"This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple."
A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely.
Yet, the buzz is relentless, suggesting that Rachel Zegler's public nightmare is about to escalate further. As Rachel allegedly spirals behind the scenes, Disney executives are bracing for a second wave of backlash. Insiders claim that the rumors of a full episode mocking Rachel have sent shockwaves through Disney's upper management.
Place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Leadership understands that another brutal parody could not only damage Rachel's reputation, but also jeopardize Snow White's already shaky box office prospects and tarnish Disney's broader live-action remake strategy. In private meetings, some executives have described the situation as a slow-motion train wreck. Speculation is rife that Bob Iger and his team are considering pulling resources from Snow White's marketing altogether.
"Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not. First Love's kiss can break any curse."
Each new meme and viral clip makes the film appear less like a promising reimagining and more like a cautionary tale. One executive reportedly grimly stated that if the first parody locked Rachel's image, a full episode could seal the movie's fate. Disney's initial strategy after the first South Park parody was to remain silent, hoping the controversy would fade.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
However, some executives argued that Rachel should embark on a carefully crafted apology tour to reshape public opinion. Others insisted that speaking out would only provide South Park with more material. Now, with fresh rumors swirling, Disney finds itself caught between two unappealing choices: maintain silence and hope the fire dies down, or risk a public feud with one of the most merciless satirical shows in entertainment history.
"You would do in a pinch, my queen. But Snow White's the fairest I have seen. Also, there's a weather girl on Channel 9 who's..."
The stakes are enormous. Snow White was intended to be a crown jewel in Disney's live-action empire, showcasing the company's ability to modernize classics for a new generation. Instead, it has become a cautionary tale, and every new rumor about South Park's next move serves as a reminder of what Disney has already lost.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? from you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
If a full episode airs, it won't just roast Rachel Zegler, it could also tarnish Disney's credibility. When South Park first targeted Rachel Zegler, no one, least of all Disney, anticipated the rapid and brutal fallout. Within hours of the episode airing, the internet exploded with clips of the parody flooding platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. The satire struck a nerve, perfectly capturing the public's perception of Rachel as a preachy, out-of-touch diva who scolded audiences for loving the classics.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
Memes proliferated showing cartoon Rachel berating dwarfs in love stories juxtaposed with her real interviews where she dismissed true love as outdated. The parallels were striking, and one viral tweet bluntly stated that South Park didn't even need to exaggerate. They simply hit play. Reaction videos surged, with both longtime Disney critics and casual viewers joining in the mockery. Insiders were alarmed not just by the scale of the reaction, but by how it solidified a new public narrative.
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight?
Oh my god.
Besides, shut took the words out of my mouth. Besides.
Rachel was no longer seen as an ambitious actress trying to modernize a beloved story. She had become a symbol of Hollywood arrogance. As Rachel's anger reportedly reached a boiling point after the first parody, insiders claim she felt betrayed by Comedy Central for allowing her to be mocked so viciously. Friends describe her pacing, crying, and venting about how her career was being sabotaged by an animated roast. When rumors of a second episode began circulating, Rachel allegedly snapped.
We've watched as Snow White has been an absolute disaster. We know that Rachel Zegler contributed to it.
Pressuring her team to explore ways to demand that Comedy Central pull the original episode. She viewed it as a personal attack, insisting it was defamatory rather than satire. However, legal advisors warned her that satire protections are nearly bulletproof, and any attempt to silence South Park would likely backfire, making her appear thin-skinned and inviting even harsher responses. Despite her team's pleas to remain calm, Rachel reportedly struggled to contain her frustration. She believed that pulling the episode, or at least forcing an apology, was her only chance to salvage her reputation before another parody could further damage her image.
Go see Snow White right now. The new one. Not that old stupid one where the princess gets saved by some good, upstanding guy.
Yet her team cautioned that escalating the situation would only guarantee new headlines and fresh memes, further entrenching her as a target of ridicule. Ultimately, Rachel chose to stay silent publicly, but sources indicate that it wasn't due to a lack of effort behind the scenes. As rumors of a full-blown episode mocking her continued to circulate, the fear grew that if Rachel did lash out publicly, it would only hand South Park and the internet their next viral victory. In Hollywood, once someone becomes a meme, fighting against it often only deepens the association. As the South Park firestorm raged on, The Simpsons added fuel to the fire with their own parody, further solidifying Rachel's status as a cultural punchline. The episode, titled Snow Woke, mocked the very elements that had turned Rachel into a lightning rod, including the removal of dwarfs and the rejection of traditional love stories.
According to reports, Gal and Rachel got along during filming. It's afterwards that things took a turn.
Viewers quickly recognized the resemblance to Rachel and her real-world controversies, and the response was overwhelmingly positive, with audiences reveling in the satire. Insiders claim Rachel felt utterly betrayed not only by The Simpsons, but also by Disney, which owns the show. She believed Disney could have intervened to prevent the satire from airing, but the company, already in damage control mode, was unwilling to start a corporate war over a single episode. The mockery continued to snowball, with both South Park and The Simpsons painting Rachel as the face of Hollywood's arrogance. As if the animated parodies weren't enough, Rachel faced backlash from within Hollywood itself, including an unexpected confrontation with actor Jack Black. Known for his family-friendly reputation, Jack reportedly expressed frustration over the direction of Snow White and Rachel's public comments, which he felt disrespected the nostalgia of the original film. This alleged wake-up call left Rachel shaken, prompting her to seek therapy during the backlash.
I deserve to be paid.
We walk around in dresses, and we don't get paid for it, Rachel.
As the fallout continued, Rachel found herself increasingly isolated, with industry insiders distancing themselves from her. Once seen as Hollywood's next big thing, she was now viewed as a liability, a lightning rod for controversy, rather than a safe bet. The combination of animated parodies, public commentary, and industry backlash created a perfect storm that threatened to define her career. The situation escalated further when cultural commentators like Joe Rogan and Bill Maher weighed in, delivering harsh critiques of the Snow White remake and Rachel's role in it. Their commentary resonated with mainstream audiences, framing Rachel as a symbol of Hollywood's misguided attempts to modernize beloved stories. The fallout was immediate, with Rachel's likability rating plummeting and audience trust in Disney's live-action remakes diminishing.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
As the opening weekend for Snow White approached, insiders braced for disappointing box office numbers, and the reality of the situation became clear. The film's catastrophic performance was a public referendum on the backlash against Rachel and Disney's approach to the remake. Viral clips of nearly empty theaters and abandoned merchandise painted a grim picture, and the damage was done. With the specter of a potential South Park episode looming, Rachel's image crisis deepened. Hollywood's narrative around her had shifted, and the road to redemption seemed steep. Insiders speculated that a carefully chosen indie role could help rehabilitate her image, but others remained skeptical, believing that the meme culture surrounding her would be difficult to escape. As Rachel Zegler navigates this tumultuous landscape, the question remains, can she reclaim her future, or has meme culture already sealed her fate? The industry will undoubtedly be watching closely, as the fallout from Snow White continues to unfold, leaving audiences to ponder the implications for Hollywood's approach to reimagining its classics.